Hi, I'm Johnny Strange for Nevada Strange, a show in search of interesting people, places, and things. And I'm standing in front of the former location of A Valley Memorial Crematory. One time this was the busiest crematory in the area. Now it's nothing more than the burnt-out husk of a building. Due to some mysterious circumstances, the place caught fire, and the ensuing inferno burned the roof off of this place and took 3 adjacent businesses with it. We got a smoking show for you today. In this episode, we explore the fiery history of cremation, and we visit the new location of A Valley Memorial Crematory and talk burns and urns with the general manager, Dan Daniels. Finally, I decide to come back to this place under the cover of darkness, not once, but twice, with no one but my intrepid sidekick, Mr. Norrell. It culminates into a discovery that you have to see to believe. So get out your ashtrays, preheat the oven. It's time for another episode of Nevada Strange.
Strange in the morning, strange in the night, strange all around us, strange is alright.
In October of 2010, I saw a small group of people gathered around the location of A Valley Memorial Crematory. And due to the fact that this was a place in the business of burning, and it was now a burning business, my curiosity was piqued. I paid a visit to Valley Memorial Crematory's new location and talked to Dan Daniels. I asked him about the fire that happened in their crematory.
The fire that happened in our crematory, I wasn't employed here at the time. I really know very little or nothing about it. As far as what was the cause of the fire, I'm not sure. I know that we took a total loss on it. Our building and all of our equipment was done for. Everything was burned. And as far as I know, there were no other bodies in that building that were, inadvertently incinerated in this fire. The cause for the fire, I don't directly know. Once again, I've been here about 6 months now. There are several things that could happen, especially when you're dealing with flames and a piece of machinery that can reach 2,000 degrees. Could there have been a mechanical malfunction? Could human error have played into it? Was there a gas pipe that exploded within the machine? Who knows?
Who knows, indeed. But here's where it got even stranger. A short time after the fire, somebody contacted on our blog, calling themselves Mojave, and urged us to come back to this location and explore it. We took them up on the offer, but we did it after midnight. Here's the video. Okay, here we are in Henderson, Nevada, near my home. We are on our first request adventure. We are going out to the burned down crematory. Now it is, of course, as always it seems, nighttime, but I didn't want to go during the day for this one especially. There's still businesses open that are close to it. It is located on Sunset Road. You'll see Sunset Road behind me, and so we'll be going through there and see what we find. All right? Wish me luck. I'm supposed to be looking for 17. You'll see this is a burnt out building here, so these are kind of burned out. They're boarded up. Trying to get as bright as I can here. A little bit freaking out. Okay, here's 16. Coming up to it. I have my dog with me today here, and she's a little bit scared herself. Okay, so here we are. This is 16, so this next one should be 17. There's a truck with a busted out window there. I don't think it can make it out though. Okay, this one has no door on it. This was the windows are boarded up. All right, this is a little bit freaky in here. I can smell the burnt wood. I'm gonna look around, get somebody knocked the door off the hinges. That might have been the firefighters when they came to put the fire out. And this is looks like a creepy old bathroom. Never finished. Let's look over here a little bit. When the fire happened here, they wheeled out a lot of gurneys with bodies on them. It was pretty creepy, and you see how the windows are boarded up. There's no roof on the place. The roof all burnt off. Stuff on the ground here. This is it looks like a swamp cooler here. And this is a crate. Okay, that looks like, what do they call it? I guess the oven. They burn the bodies. And I don't like being anywhere near that. Old equipment here. Over here, holes for ventilation or something. Again, I don't know if we can see in that hole, but it smells and it looks burnt out in there also. There's holes through this wall, actually all over the place. And I can't tell you why. Okay. I can tell you, I don't like being here at night at all. Cremation has an interesting history. The first evidence we have of cremated remains dates back to about 20,000 years ago. The remains are known as the Mungo Lady and were found in Australia in a place known as Mungo Lake, located in New South Wales. During ancient Egyptian times, it was outlawed due to the belief of an intricate transmigration of soul, but was practiced again by the early Persians. The Greeks buried their dead, but the Romans practiced both burial and cremation.
As we go through, say like the Roman era, most people were cremated. We know that the Scandinavian Vikings would go off on a ship into the water, an arrow would be shot into the ship, setting it on fire. The change came with Constantine's Christianization of his empire. And at about 400 AD, with Christianity sweeping the world, that's when you saw cremations almost become non-existent. Because of religious beliefs, people were shifting towards burials.
Until somewhat modern times, the Catholic Church has frowned upon cremation. And as goes the Holy See, so goes the Western world. Since relaxing its views on cremation, there has been a resurgence of the practice of cremation and in fact, in many parts of the United States, has overtaken burial, or inhumation as it's known, as the preferred form of body disposal. Worldwide, cremation rates have been increasing, with some countries such as Japan having rates as high as 99%. In the United States, Nevada has the highest rate of cremation, which was officially at 68% in 2006. What is done with the remains varies with country, religion, and personal preference. It can be kept in elaborate urns, as was done in both ancient China and modern times. It can be buried in a cemetery, scattered near the loved one's favorite place, or made into jewelry for the deceased relatives. Cremated remains have even been sent to space and used in fireworks. One of the trends is to have the ashes of the deceased turned into a synthetic diamond and placed in a ring. The ashes, consisting mostly of carbon, are heated further and compressed to be made into a beautiful piece of jewelry to be worn by the loved ones of the deceased. All these seemingly ancient practices are simply updated and continued into modern times. And with modern times comes modern problems, like an economy that's gone up in smoke. We asked Dan Daniels what effect the economy has had on the funeral industry.
The economy has had a huge impact on the funeral industry. A lot of people, many years ago when the economy was good, had the resources for full-service funerals, burials, able to provide the nice caskets, the limits, there really were none. Now we are in this recession that we're all struggling through, and we get families in here that come in, say, you know, my loved one died, my husband, wife, son, daughter, whatever the case may be, and I have no money. What can you do for me?
That's actually funny that you say that. There is a way you can actually help me personally. Not too long ago, I had a loved one pass away. And I didn't have any money at the time. It was the way things go, I guess. It was Nana Strange. She always used to accompany me on all my adventures. One time spelunking, and broke. She fell. Anyways, I brought her with. I hope you don't mind. This is what we could afford at the time. It seems like a lot in here, doesn't it? I mean, there's a lot of ash. Oh gosh, sorry. I think it's just my allergies. You know, she was. We weren't close. She was on my father's side. So you could transfer it to one of the nicer urns that you guys have here.
That's a challenge. You know, here at Valley, we really strive to meet the needs of the people that come through the door. There are very, very few that we've ever turned away. But with today's economy, we have seen...
Sorry, am I alone in my decision to cremate? What percentage of Nevadans actually do decide to do that?
75% of Nevadans are opting for cremation versus burial. It's something 30 years ago wasn't really a very widely practiced type of disposition, so to speak of. And today, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 people that come through our doors are looking for a cremation. I think that's really a direct result of the economy that we're suffering with today.
And while it's true that the economy is suffering, you can rest in peace knowing that Nana Strange is suffering no longer, not worried about the value of a dollar. You can also bet your ash that we'll be talking to Dan Daniels and Garland Lee's Valley Memorial Crematory. They're always a wealth of information. I'm glad Nana Strange was around to see that. When we come back, we'll be talking death, the paranormal, and the afterlife. Does something strange happen in the crematory? Stick around and find out. Although we did tour Valley Memorial Crematory, we didn't film inside out of respect for the dead. There were more deceased people there than living. But we did get the opportunity to ask Dan Daniels if there's ever been any paranormal experiences in their building.
Any paranormal experiences in our building? Quite honestly, I've got to say no. Maybe that's because we are so used to the environment that we work in. But I'm here many times late at night or very early in the morning. I'm the only one in the building. And right across the hallway from here is where we have our refrigerated unit where we keep the bodies. And I very rarely ever think about I'm alone in a house with 45 dead people. I don't hear things that go bump. I don't see doors open or close. Do I personally believe in paranormal activity? Yes, I absolutely do. I think there's too much evidence out there to say no, it doesn't exist. Have I ever experienced anything here, particularly in this building? No, I haven't. I would welcome a paranormal experience. I don't think I'd be the kind of person that would run from it, because I do find it interesting. But quite honestly, I can say I've never experienced anything here in this building, and I've never gotten the heebie-jeebies being alone or walking through the cooler late at night. When I do, I'll drive a cab.
LOL, Dan Daniels. LOL, but driving a cab in Las Vegas might be a little bit scarier. One thing Dan wasn't joking about is how creepy it would be to sit in an office where 5 feet away from you is the refrigeration unit. It's as big as a football field, and there's 50 dead bodies lining the shelves. It's ridiculous scary. Well, we now take you to Strange Shot, our viewer-submitted content part of the show? Let's see it now. Here's Strange Shot.
Strange shot.
Hello, strangers, and welcome to another redonkulous edition of Strange Shot. Today we have a ghostly submission from Carol B. in Henderson, Nevada. She writes, "Hi, Johnny. Here are the pics of the writing I told you about. It was approximately 14 months after my husband had passed away that I first took my vacation alone. I had gone to Maui for a week. No one had access to my home during the time away. When I left, my husband's bureau was covered in dust, and here's what I found upon my return home." So as you can see in this first picture, Carol took this from kind of a lower angle, probably to save us from the glare, but she obviously wants to find out what was written there. Let's actually show the next picture, maybe we get a better angle on it. Did you guys change that already? Oh, okay, well, let's just go on to the next one. That's the same. Okay, let's move on. We'll just flip through a couple of these real quick here. Carol, are you perhaps a little bit vertically challenged? Is that all of them? Normally, in cases of home hauntings, I would recommend that you get like a priest or a clairvoyant, something like that. But in this case, maybe just you call Annie the maid. The cryptic writing, it was very difficult to make out for our experts. They actually said that it says, "Wash me." If you'd like to share your fantastic photos, curious clips, or supernatural stories, then send an email to nevadastrange@gmail.com and be sure to put Strange Shot in the subject. This has been another edition of Strange Shot. All I am is Johnny Strange, and all we are is dust in the wind. It seems that over the years, cremation has been more popular than burial, and that a bad economy means a rise in cremations, but not necessarily a rise in paranormal activity. But it doesn't take away from the fact this place becomes really creepy after dark. 2 days after posting the video of us exploring this place the first time, we received a response from Mojave urging us to return to this place. Go back to the smokestack. Return to the burn. There's a gift for you. You've got mail. Mojave. I didn't hesitate to take up the challenge a second time and return to this crematory for round 2. This time in search of Mojave's gift. Here's the video, and it culminates into a disturbing discovery. Good evening, everybody. It's Johnny Strange for NevadaStrange.com. We're once again here finishing up actually a request. A guy named, maybe a girl named Mojave, requested that we go to this crematorium. I don't know which one of you guys are messing with me, but I'll take the bait. I'm always one up for a good mystery. Okay, everybody, we're back here at the crematorium. Once again, here's the door that was busted out. I don't really like the fact that somebody's screwing with me, although, well, I do and I don't. That's that swamp cooler. Here's what appears to be the covered up oven, I guess. So it said return to the burn. Something like go back to the smokestack. Okay, so far I haven't found anything yet. What else did this thing say? Turn to the burn. Find a gift. You've got mail. It's not the friendliest place. I checked in this. Thought I checked in this. Yeah, I did. It's just a lock. It's got to be in here. It's got to be what he meant. This is a mailbox. You've got mail. Is it the lock? Well, it all broke. Lock. Yeah. What's that? It is the USB device. Interesting. That was found in the mailbox here. I can only say that is definitely a clue. I think I'm ready to leave. I want to see what's on this thing. We got more of these holes. I wonder what goes on in the other building next door. But I don't know. What the?
Cindy City Productions.
Okay, and action.